Yo, listen. See this song, Nick. What we do.
Hip hop royalty.
Hip hop royalty, 100%.
Classic.
Deserves a hood Grammy.
Yeah.
No, actually, it deserves a normal Grammy.
Definitely, yeah, not
It's
hoods.
that much of a special song, in my opinion.
Hove's got the best verse though.
He kills it. He absolutely murders it.
Hove, never second man.
Sipping in the black range, faster than the red ghost. Getting close like Pat Main.
Damn.
Leader of the black gang. ROC man, bang like T-Man. Ski mask, air it out. Gotta kill witnesses cause free bits. Nah, where's the Saint Owen?
Jeez. Come on. I was listening to that today on my run. It was freezing.
Did it get you fired up?
I was running and that come on. I was like, whew.
We're saying top 5 rap songs ever.
Nah, no.
You saying
Top 50?
Saying I need to behave myself.
Yeah, top 50, but top 5. Come on.
Hey, listen, that is
classics.
That is a classic because for me, it just embodies the struggle. Like even you're right, Jay-Z bodied Freeway. Nah, I don't want to say body.
He didn't body it.
He didn't body.
Yeah.
He took it.
Yeah.
He took it. His verse was incredible, but the whole, even Beanie Siegel,
it was just a perfect
crazy
song. 3 guys barring the
Rock
beat,
in its prime.
The Rock, like it just the sample. It was just a classic.
Just Blaze in his pomp.
Yeah, that was
Jay-Z, man. Why did you do this, bro? Why did he have to separate the Rock, fam?
I know.
Come on, man.
true.
They were powerful. He said it. Leader of the black gang. ROC, man. Anyway, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Double Down podcast. This is the podcast where we like to double down on our opinions. The upfront striker,
Yes.
Nic Dream.
I'm in the building.
Deep lying playmaker, Craig Mitch. We're here. 2021 still going.
I thought we were gonna say 2020.
I was going to say 2020.5 because that's what it feels like. Just extended.
Just an extension.
Do you know what I mean? I saw a sick meme of like, it was a clown. Was it a clown? No, it was Heath Ledger's Joker in the meme showing Joaquin Phoenix's Joker
I saw that.
around the thing and said, welcome to 2021, let me show you around. And Joaquin's one was 2021. Like, it's mad. Bruh, this is crazy times we're living in now. Like, I don't want to get back into all of that again anyway. How's your week been, man?
It's been good. It's been good. Back to work.
Yeah. What are you working on at the moment?
Can't say just yet. You know,
Top secret
NDAs and all that business, all that malarkey. But no, it's been all right. Back to work,
Yep.
obviously. Do you know what? It doesn't hit like it used to because we've all been at home. It's only been a week. It's not like, you know, before when you go back to something, you go back to work. I'm sure for the students like they're going back to school. They're not even going back to school, but you had a proper break. You've maybe been away. You've been to do X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
You've just been at home. So it's like, it's more the same. Groundhog Day.
Mate, I've been trying to break habits, right? Certain habits I'm not going to get into on the podcast. Others I can, like FIFA, trying to slow down on it, even though when you just came in my yard, I was playing it.
You was full on it.
But you know what it is? I only started playing it an hour ago because you said you'd be here an hour ago. So I did it to waste time. But it's all good. But it's all good.
You was deep in that game. You was like,
this guy is
control.
big capping. I was chatting to him about a whole nother subject while playing and still won the game. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. Yeah, I'm trying to cut down on certain things. I'm trying to sort out certain bad habits. I think everyone uses the top of the year to do that. First week of the year, I didn't care. I was just doing me. This last week, I've really been trying to just kick certain habits. Biting my nails. If you look at my nails, they're not really, I don't have nails of someone that really bites their nails. I do it like when they get really long, but I'm trying to cut that out. Trying to play less video games. Just trying to be more productive. Took on your advice.
what was that?
Reading books.
Really? What have you?
Well, I haven't started a new book. I decided to just reread a book that I've already read.
Nice.
But it gives me something, and that book.
What's that?
Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Rich Dad Poor Dad?
You never heard of Rich Dad Poor Dad? What?
No, I never heard that.
It's like a financial book. It's financial. It's a financial book. Helps you with finances. It's all about basically a guy who had his real dad, which he called his poor dad. So rude. And his friend's dad, he called his rich dad because he spent so much. So basically he grew up with his real dad who worked as, I think, a principal, a teacher in a school. And he called him the poor dad because he was a 9-to-5er. And then his friend's dad, who he spent a lot of time with, had multiple businesses and was an entrepreneur, and he called him his rich dad. And he basically shows the difference in like mentalities between being your own boss or being a worker, and that's what the whole book's about. And he goes into like finances, what to invest in, because he's rich now, the author of the book, of like property and business investments. So it's basically that just like
interesting.
It's been around for time. Like it got big because people like Will Smith and certain celebrities have spoke about how it's one of their favorite books, and that's why I started reading it. Like I read it the first time about 4 years ago. But yeah, anytime I'm
we say hella gems in there.
Oh, hella gems. Everyone knows. If you don't, let me hit that. I think his name's Robert Kawasaki. Check the book out. It's dope. It's not even, it's like that thick. It's not like the thickest, crazy, it's long. It's not Harry Potter.
I started reading the book, American Marriage.
Okay, what's it about?
Yeah, really good. It's I'm not that deep in, but it's basically about this black couple. I want to say that it's like 1960. And I don't want to give it away, but basically something happens, and then it's just like, it's at the moment it's just a series of letters between the two of them.
Is it fictional or?
Yeah, fictional. Yeah.
Okay. I don't like fictional books, you know.
Why?
That sounds bad as well, because the more I think about it, that's more to do with your imagination, and it's more, that's good.
Creative.
I've always been just someone that likes autobiographies, things where I can get gems, but you can get that from fictional things as well. That's the maddest thing. But I don't know, I like real life tales, real life stories, real life experiences that I can then try and learn from. But that's what you can learn from fictional stories.
Yeah, I love a nice fiction. Yeah,
get lost in it,
and also there's a lot of times where an autobiography and non-fiction, like they just need the story be that much better if they had that creative license. Like how many times have you got a story to tell your friend and you're like, if I added people do that. If I added some jerk seasoning to this story would bang.
Bro, you know Bear Man that embellish.
It's true.
There's some man of the embellishment kings.
Yeah,
like, but
there's a lot.
We've all done it though.
How come there's a lot of podcasts that do that?
What?
Just embellish. No, 100%.
No, but
telling the mad stories. I'm like, that didn't go down like that.
But sometimes, what's the difference between embellishing and lying? Is there a difference?
There's no difference. No, the difference is there's no, technically there's no difference. But there is a difference. The difference is essentially embellishing is just adding a bit of je ne sais quoi to it, whereas lying.
So there is a difference.
Yeah, as in you're both lying, but lying is straight up just lying.
Like lying is like saying I was over here when you wasn't over there. But embellishment is you say you were over there when you were over there, but you add things to it.
Yeah. So like lying. So someone, let's say you've got a girlfriend and she's like, "Did you speak to that girl?" And you just straight up say. No. Embellishing would be like, yeah, but it's like she spoke to me, and do you know what I mean? Like you just add a bit.
Yeah.
That's how I see embellishing.
Yeah, there's not a big. All right, what about lying and just withholding information completely? So say you do something right, and you just don't tell whoever it happens to be, your mom, your dad, your partner, whatever, or they don't ask, so you don't tell. Is that lying? These are the age-old arguments, isn't it?
I don't think so, though, because, like, who says it's not lying because they haven't asked you, and who says you need to give out all the exact information?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, of course.
So you might win the lottery. Why do you have to disclose the exact amount you've won?
That you've won.
You could just say, I won the lottery.
What if you won the lottery?
You still withheld some information.
What if you won the lottery and you don't tell no one that you've won the lottery and you're moving around acting like you ain't won the lottery? Are you lying then?
Nah, you're not.
You're not until someone asks you,
you're not.
Have you got a meal now? Yeah. And you go, no, that's lying.
Yeah, exactly.
But withholding information, people know what they're doing when they withhold information though.
But you can look at the two sides of the coin. You can look at one side, which is why do people need to know everything? Yeah. And one side could be like, I'm being clever here. I'm trying to not tell the whole picture.
Do you think when people recall stories and they're telling stories, right? So like you might go on a holiday with your boys and actually something lit happened and you're telling the story, but while you're telling it, you realize actually, because they weren't there, it's not actually coming across that lit. So then that's when you start adding in the sprinkles. Yeah. Do you think everyone does that?
Everyone.
Have you done it yourself?
I've done that bare time. Everyone does that. Everyone
adds little things to the story to give it that magic, innit?
I don't know why. It always used to happen with like beef stories. So a couple of beef. you're like 10 man come on, we're swinging.
Yeah.
And in reality, there was 2 man there.
Yeah.
It wasn't that deep.
That one of us in the hybrid though, that I've always told that story how it went though, but it sounds like it's embellished. The angel one sounds like it's embellished. But that was legit, But that was just what it was.
Yeah,
like it was just in the middle. That was funny, that story. But yeah, there's always beef is definitely one. Beef is another one. Man them love to embellish is what they've done with girls. Man them embellish that like crazy. Oh yeah, I went round there and she gave me head and it went like this and in reality, man, we're just chilling there.
And reality is like you probably got to 2 a.m. and gave it one stroke, fell asleep, but you're out here being like, I tore her back out, I did this.
Man, we're going on like what's some of the porn stars out there?
Yeah, man. Just,
Rico Long or whatever. They were thinking one of these dons and really they were just on this Minute Man flex. No Missy Elliott. Oh boy.
And also holidays. Holidays is the last one where people, we had 10 bottles in there. But now, but that was our era though. But now in the era, everything is documented. Snaps, Instagram, so you can't lie.
It's true. Do you know that's why I love LA so much? Because for me, almost every experience, and this will be different for everyone, but almost every experience I've had in LA is like an embellishment. But I don't have to embellish. It's just what it legit, is. Like if I'm at this party with Carucci and French Montana, or I'm in Delilah and the weekend walks in. It's just what it is. Obviously, I can say it how I'm saying it. Yeah, man, and make it a bit more with my tone. And, But in LA, it's real life embellishment, bro. That's just what it is.
That's the lifestyle.
Yeah, certain places, you have to spice it up a bit. Have to add a little seasening, a bit of salt and pepper, a bit of cayenne, just to make it a bit hot.
A bit of, Do you
know what I mean? A bit of liquid, all of that, bro, just to give it a bit more flavour. But everyone does that. I can't even lie. One thing that isn't being embellished, man. Let's get straight into it. I'm hitting the round of applause.
The round of applause
for Bitcoin and Tesla.
Oh, wow.
We're coming straight into. I want to talk about cryptocurrencies because this last week, to be fair, the last year, Bitcoin has done an absolute madness. It's gone from like 4 or 5 grand at the beginning of last year. As it stands now, it's about 29 grand. For all of our listeners, if you're listening to this, I'm talking in pounds. I'm not talking dollars. I'm not talking any other currency because I know in dollars it will be like 40 or And then if you're an American listener listening to this, you're going to get scared and be like, what do you mean? Is it dropped by 10 grand? No, it's about 29, 30 grand right now. Crazy. Crazy. Think about it. This is something that started out at zero. About 11 years ago, 12 years ago. Now it's worth 30 grand for one. I've got about $1,000.
Have you?
Yeah, I put $1,000 into it. I used...
When was this?
2 weeks ago. I jumped on it late. I jumped on it late. I did it at 26k. So I risked it. Threw a bag in there.
I'm guessing it's only going to rise though.
Yeah, it's risen now. I'm in profit right now. I'm at about £140.
Oh wow.
In 2 weeks. But obviously...
It could fluctuate.
Sorry, say Hogan. No.
Damn.
Yeah, it could drop at any time. It is volatile. But I want to speak about the future of investments, man, because for me, in the times we're living in right now, and I was talking about this on Twitter, it's the perfect time to start investing. Whether that's investing in yourself, whether that's investing in businesses, whether that's investing in your own business or someone else's business, cryptocurrency, trainers, if you can get trainers that flip for whatever it happens to be, jewelry, gold, silver, anything that holds value right now, invest. Because the amount of money they are printing right now to solve this COVID madness that's going on in society and how it's affecting the flipping economy, money's losing its value. Our currency, pounds, dollar, normal currency is dropping by the day. It's losing its value. So if you've just got money sitting in a bank account, your money's losing value. It's not increasing and banks aren't giving out interest. So why is the money just sitting there? So the aim for me, and no one else has to listen to this, you don't have to do this, but if you want to, I'd suggest it. I'm going to try and put at least 70% of my cash into investment.
70%?
70 into just lying into things.
But it has to
You've got a lot of cash in St. Hogan right now.
Yeah, that's a lot. But so I've invested in myself or in a business, essentially.
That's what I'm saying.
Myself,
business, whatever it is, don't just sit on the cash.
But I think we've got our responsibility to say, I agree with you 110%, but we can't just say this out there to everyone listening to just invest, because there is a lot of examples and there's such thing as bad investments. Like, don't get it twisted. not everyone in this world wants to make money, but not everyone in this world is your friend and wants you to make money. Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of people that will say, invest in XYZ, invest in this, and they're all bad investments and they're all trying to take your money. So make sure you do, I would say, do your due diligence. Like, I'm happy for everyone I know that's investing in Bitcoin and a lot of cryptocurrencies, and there's other ones. But I'm gutted at the same time that I'm like, damn, I didn't jump on this wave, because people tell me about this but people tell me about this on the way back when I could have been one of them people making that.
We've all heard of it over the last 10 years, bro.
And it's only right. And I would definitely say, obviously, I need to do my research, but I would definitely say invest in a lot of tech-based businesses if you're going to be investing in stocks and shares, because they're the things that are rising now. When everyone's at home and we're moving into a tech-based and a virtual world, it's only going to benefit the cryptocurrencies, all those businesses that actually can be viable and monitor and thrive in a digital world, not while everyone's at home. So I would say those businesses, man, like, they're gold dust. Like you said, it's an interesting point, because I always I want them people mentally. I'm like, although don't get me wrong, I pump my own personal money into my own business and the rum, I'm also one of those people that likes to be mentally, I like to think in my head, I need to have money in the bank to feel freedom. Yeah. And I know that sounds weird, so I'm going to break it down in the sense
that's a mental thing.
Yeah, in the sense of, I don't mind going on holiday because I've got, or doing XYZ because I've got 20 grand in the bank, because I just know at the end of the day, if I've got 20 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand, that's just stability in case anything goes left, in case my work make me redundant because of COVID or whatever. I know I've got some money sitting on there to still pay my bills and keep things ticking over. It's a risk. It is a risk to be like, do you know, I'm going to have that money not in a bank and have it in an investment. Because if things go pear-shaped, just make sure you've got enough that you can still function.
But how is it a risk? Because this is why I say, and the key thing you just said is, the key thing is, don't just go and invest in anything. Do your due diligence, do your research, and then invest. But what I will say is, don't just hold on. If you've got 20k sitting in the bank and you've saved it since last year, the first lockdown, March, and you've just sat on the 20k between March and now, what have you done? Because it's just sat there. You've kept it for a rainy day, but it's lost value in that last year. Your money ain't worth what it was then. And when you first had that money in there, you were getting interest. You were getting a decent amount of interest, whether it was 5-4% or whatever. Interest is basically zero at the moment for most banks. So what sense does it make to keep your cash in a bank where banks are spending your cash, by the way, while it's in there, and just replacing it? That's what's happened. It's not actually there. It's just a figure and they use it. And then when you go to get it, they give it to you. But you know, if like the economy crashed and everyone ran to banks to take out money at once, you wouldn't be able to do that because the money's not actually there. So for me, the times we're living in, it's much smarter to have your money in 2 grand worth of gold, because gold's never going to lose its value. Right. If everything crashes, there's no risk. There's no risk in gold. There is absolutely no risk that you'll lose your money in gold. There's certain things you just won't lose your money in. But like you said, it's about the research. It's like a pandemic's happened, but we're still seeing that Travis Scott dunks are worth £1,200. They were £95 when these trainers dropped, bro. I go on StockX now, they're still worth £1,200.
That McDonald's figure's worth hella money.
Do you see what I'm saying? So if you put your money into certain things, because of how exclusive it is, because these things are almost like considered like pieces of art on the wall, innit? Like kind of just novelty items that happen to be worth a lot because certain individuals want them and they're exclusive. There are so many things you can put your money into and it will just hold value depending on what the thing is. But for me, without a plan, just to have money in your bank account and just leave it there is just ludicrous. Like what? That doesn't make no sense. Right. Bro, right. 20 years ago, not even 20 years ago, about 15 years ago, a Freddo was 10p. Freddos are now 40p. But the Freddo is still just a Freddo. Nothing's changed. So what's changed? Money's lost its value. The chocolate ain't changed. This is a chocolate.
But inflation and raising its price.
But that's what inflation is. Inflation is just printing more money. Exactly. So if they're just we know they're printing more money now.
But I'm trying to say that money, although it doesn't lose its value, although it does lose its value, it's security for a lot of people though.
Yeah, but that's in your head because you've been taught that money in the bank is security. But if you speak to someone like, maybe they're not the best example because he's quite abrasive and loud, but if you speak to like a Damon Dash, he'll show you, maybe not in the best way, he might be a bit rude and harsh, but he'll break it down and show you why money just sitting in your bank is stupid, or another investor would do that. And like I said, I'm not saying no money in the bank and take all of that. I said 70%, but just to have 20K sitting in a bank is dumb. It's not going to make you any money, and you're actually losing money because it's losing value.
Yeah, you're right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, Bitcoin's doing its thing anyway. Bitcoin's going up. I'm happy I got a bit of money in that. I'm just going to leave that. I'm not even trying to do like definitely. some short-term gain. I'm just going to leave it 2 years, look at it. Hopefully they're predicting by the end of this year it could hit like 100. So this is what I want to talk to you about actually. JP Morgan, obviously you heard of them. They came out and says Bitcoin could pass 140 grand by the end of 2021.
No way.
And you're sitting here telling me you've missed out on it at 29 grand. JP Morgan, this is one of the first times that big commercial entities have acknowledged like how, because before they're just like, oh, it's a volatile, you know, it hasn't got anything behind it, we can't trust it. This JP Morgan, if you go and look at them 5-6 years ago, this is what they were saying. Now in 2021, they've come out and said it could pass 140 for one. And you're saying you've missed the boat. You ain't missed the boat.
Yeah, you're right.
The possibilities are endless. And the reason I'm not trying to be because I'm not a super crypto guy. So I don't want to sit here and act like I know everything about crypto, because I don't. I've only done a little bit of research on what I know, and I invested what I can afford. But what I do know is that crypto is limited. They can only mine 21 million Bitcoins. Whereas money is infinite. They can keep printing it. So that's going to lose value, whereas something that's limited won't lose value because it's limited. There's only a certain amount of coins.
I get it.
And it's on 18 million coins, and they predict by 2141, the year 2141 is when they'll mine the last Bitcoin. And then after that, they'll basically be gold dust, bro, because you can't.
Yeah, but
the way they've done the blockchain is that they can't mine anymore physically. Like it shuts down from there. And it's just, that's it.
But also the cryptocurrency, I mean, we need to get someone on there to educate us a bit more.
We definitely need to get someone on there.
I'm sure it's something that it's so secure that once you've got access and the passwords that you got, that's yours. Yeah.
That's why even mining, they call it mining. So mining is basically someone, when you buy a Bitcoin, so say you buy one now, there'll be someone at somewhere in the part of the world that is validating that transaction and making it a part of blockchain. And to do that is very time consuming, costly. You need a certain, I think it's like a CPU or certain type of hard drive to be able to do it. It's basically super nerds know how to do this. And how they get paid for doing it is in Bitcoin. And that's their incentive to keep doing it and keep everything decentralized. So everyone around the world is mining it on behalf of this blockchain technology. And that's how it says decentralized, or not owned by anyone. And they get rewarded by mining it. And it's mad, bro. So it's something that the banks can't control. Obviously, they can buy it up and do it in that, but then that only strengthens it if they buy more of it, which they don't want to do. So they're in a bit of a catch right now because a lot of people are clocking. Hold on, because of COVID, this money, our currency isn't safe. The economy's plunged. People are losing jobs. They're printing money to bail everyone out. Well, this is going to have to get paid back. Hold on, this money here is just online and it holds its value. In fact, it's rising. So why wouldn't I put my money in this and try and make a bit of profit? So that's crazy. But what's even crazier as well, because I know, shout out to Chucky. Let me hit the Don DeMarco Farbridge and Chucky. Halfcast very own. He was telling me that he's got shares in Tesla, and Tesla has shot up, bro. It's gone crazy.
Yeah.
Elon Musk.
How come it has?
I think people are just seeing the benefits now of sustainable energy and electric cars and all of these different types of things, because look at oil, how oil dipped because no one's really driving as much right now. Do you get what I'm saying? Brother, when I go to a petrol station, oil's 114 now. It's crazy. It's cheap. So I think people are realizing, the future oil's not looking good. People are trying to be visionaries and look, long term. Electric cars are obviously going to be the thing. Oil's not sustainable. We're running out of fossil fuels. So people are just jumping on in it. And obviously Elon's an absolute genius and saw that. Bro, he's overtaken Jeff Bezos. I'm hitting a round of applause. I'm only doing it because I'm happy someone's overtaken Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, but
I don't really care about who's billionaires.
We need to double down. I was going to say, we need to double down though, because we did say, and specifically you, I can't remember what ep it was. Double downers, hit me up. Let me know what ep it is. You know how it goes. But we did say why the whole thing of billionaires and the richest man in the world
glorifying them
is revolting.
Yeah.
So why is it now it's Elon Shout out to Elon, my guy. But why is it now it's Elon? We're like, oh yeah, sick. When really the whole thing is revolting. You shouldn't need that much money.
You're right. Well, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I think I don't mind Elon, because from the research I've done, obviously I don't know him personally, but one, a lot of the money he makes, he reinvests it into causes that are trying to further things on this planet. So he's put a lot of his money off Tesla into SpaceX.
Yeah.
Exploring space.
But is that a good thing to you?
Well, his mission is he realizes that one day humans won't be here. And unfortunately, it's probably going to be sooner rather than later because of the way we're treating things. And he wants to see if life can exist on another planet and we can transmit human consciousness onto just another planet and live there, innit? Because
but that's what I'm trying to say. Is that a good thing? Do you not believe in also that once our natural cycle's ended, it's ended?
But the thing is, our natural cycle wouldn't have ended if we didn't speed it up. There's people on this planet that believe we could have been here longer. People that respect nature and respect the environment. Mm. They're the ones being done a disservice because there's loads of other people, corporations doing what they're doing to fuck up the environment.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying, but his same very notion is the same very notion of those people that have lived in natural habitats and fed off the planet and off their environment naturally. It's people like Elon Musk then that are the same thing he's doing with space are what has fucked up the planet. Because
Tesla is that. Tesla is trying to help the environment. Tesla's an electric car. It works with electric energy.
Tesla, but I'm trying to say that whole very thing of going to a new habitat and trying to conquer that and then look at how you can tap into that for your own self. It's the same reason why rainforests are being destroyed in Brazil and the Amazon, do you know what I mean? Like the different things being destroyed because people are looking at how can we take these resources and then benefit ourselves. I'm not trying to, I'm not actually trying to say it's 100% bad trying to tap into what space has got to offer for the human race, but I'm just trying to say that I think human beings naturally, we're so quick to look to how we're going to colonize, how we're going to try and take something and make it our own. That naturally, who's like, why, like, what are we doing? Like, we could just be fucking up someone else's life form.
That's true, but where he's exploring, which I believe is Mars, there is no signs of life on Mars at the moment from the research we've done. And that's what they're trying to do, put life on there. They've planted seeds on there and I think they've grown a plant, allegedly. We don't know how true all of this is. We're not there. That, apparently. But the reality is with Elon, I think it's more, look, he's built Tesla to try and long it out, the process of the destruction of the world that we've all caused, right? And he's done that saying, look, if we get electric cars, that's less pollution. That's one way of doing it. But he can only do so much. He's also built now, you've seen the plans for it, I don't know if you've seen the underground dual carriageways in LA and stuff to alleviate traffic, which is causing a lot of pollution as well. So a lot of this stuff, he's thinking about sustainability for the planet, but it gets to a stage where he can only do so much because there's thousands and millions of corporations polluting the world around him. So it becomes the cure now rather than the cause. All right, we've gone too far. I need to start thinking about the solution for humanity now. Now, here's another thing. This is where it gets deep, and I can propose it to you this way. If you just believe everything works with everything and you don't think our planet is no better than any other planet out there, and you just believe in energy, physics, the cosmos, everything working with each other, energy, then it doesn't matter where we inhabit or where we go and stay or where we try and live, because everything works with anything. Why can't we go and live on another planet in space? We're just energy life forms floating around. Why can't we inhabit there or here?
Because why can't we do this? Basically, I'm not trying to say we can't. I'm trying to say human nature and history. That's all I can go off. What we've done in the past. The past will tell us humans will go to another life form and fuck that up. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah. That's what always happens, because it's not like we've got Aborigines or, you know, some random little village in the middle of the Amazon. We've got some random village in Timbuktu going to these places, and they're creating the life form and seeing how they can naturally use the natural resources to live for a prosperous life. It's the rich and the powerful people going to do that.
So should we just give up? So should we just give up? I'm asking you, should we just give up then?
Naturally, the rich and the powerful people only do things for monetary value and to control.
Should we just give up then? Are you saying we shouldn't? We should, like you said, should we just come to our natural end of our cycle, and if that's it, just leave it?
But it's not we though, are we? Because it's not us in charge of that. It's billionaires, the richest man in the world, like Elon Musk.
I know, but I'm asking you because you're saying like we're maybe trying to force. What should we do then? Because instinctively as humans, because we are just mammals and animals at the end of the day, instinctively it's just survival. That's what we inherently have in us. Right now, if you're hungry and you get really, 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 really hungry, you're going to go and find a way to get food.
Yeah.
So it's the same premise. It's like, he's just on a bigger scale. Look, humanity, this is how we're going to survive and preserve. Now, like you said, I don't know if that's right or wrong, or should we be trying to force that cause and try and go here. But ultimately, when I look at Elon Musk, from what I've seen, he's tips more of the good end of the scale than the bad compared to most billionaires. But he should be giving a lot of that wealth away if he's planning to reinvest it in a lot of these other things.
I can only go off what I hear because I don't know the man personally, but what I hear, he's someone that's very conscious into like, even like listening to Joe Rogan.
Buns weed.
He's just very conscious about the environment and people around him. But at the same time, let's not get it twisted. He runs $1 billion business. He's worth $1 billion.
But he needs that kind of money in order to do the kind of things he wants to do. You need that. You can't, bruv, one rocket. I was watching an interview of him and Joe Rogan where he said like he had to go to Russia when he started SpaceX. He had to get this old rocket they weren't using no more, and it cost like 40 mil or something like that just to get an old rocket they didn't want. And then he had to refurb it. Then when they launched it, the first few times it just completely disintegrated if you don't get it exactly right when it launches off. So then he had to get another. Bro, this ain't changed. Like, you need money to do these things.
I get that. But I'm just trying to say, history will tell us from colonization, the rich and the powerful and certain individuals will always go and try and tap into uncharted territory. Yeah. And then when they get to this uncharted territory, they're not all like kumbaya, let's sit together and live life. They're like, what's mine, what can I control, and what can I use to my advantage? That's just the nature of the land. And I just think the world would be in a better place if we actually got the real people that actually have been living with natural resources and living together to go and
inhabit those places.
That's what I think personally.
Yeah, I agree. That's idealistic.
It is, but
I get you.
You've got to be idealistic.
Yeah, you have to, because if you don't, then it's just going to be grim and you're just going to be looking at things like. But yeah, he's overtaken Jeff Bezos. He's worth apparently $185 billion. Insane. Did you see his tweet about it? Forbes or someone tweeted it and added him, and then he said, "Oh really? Back to work? It's lit." Do you get what I'm saying? That's lit, bro. I just rate it.
Yeah, that
the
was.
Bottle didn't even... No, it's lit, bro. I rate it. Let me just get the thing.
Yeah, no, it was, and that's the kind of mentality that's got him there. That's all I can say. I'm not gonna say it's sick because he's still a billionaire. He's got too much money,
way too much.
You know, that's the mentality that's got him there. So all I could do is applaud it.
Made PayPal, took PayPal, made Tesla. Made Tesla, made SpaceX.
SpaceX is going to be world domination. Jesus. We're all going to be in chains on Mars. That's going to go. That's the way it's going to go.
It's crazy. But yeah, I think the underlying story from all of this, just looking at Bitcoin and Tesla, is like invest your money. I'm not saying just go and invest it in Tesla or Bitcoin because they are pretty expensive right now if you haven't got the capital to do that. But what I will say is just do some research, find something you're passionate in. Like you said, that could be a certain tech company. Like I said, it could be a pair of trainers that are worth a lot of money. Whatever it happens to be, your passion. Find what you're passionate about, and then find something that seems profitable within that realm and invest in that. Do a bit of research and do that. But don't just hold on to all your money blindly in a bank and just expect things to happen, or trust these banks with your money, bro, because they can't be trusted. And the government have proven this last year, although some of us already knew the government couldn't be trusted. I think a lot of people have realized how the way COVID was dealt, the way Brexit, the way a lot of people are feeling a lot of mistrust towards the government right now. And if you don't trust them for the way they've handled all these things, why would you trust them with your money and currency?
Right. Yeah.
Why?
It's so true.
If one of your friends breaks your trust doing something, you're not then going to trust them with something completely different, are you? You're just not going to trust them.
Yeah.
Period.
You're just not.
So I don't know why people trust these governments and banks and stuff like that, but I know why they just get civilians. Anyway,
it's what we've been told.
Exactly, and people do what they're told. They don't, a lot of people don't think for themselves, unfortunately, but that's life.